Hello, world, and welcome to my first Patreon episode titled Transparency. The reason for making this channel is hopefully to spread my belief that if I have nothing to hide, then why not be transparent? So, you are now joining me in my Patreon studio where I have this beautiful view of this mountain. It's all covered in snow on top. I have this nice body of water with some sunlight, and this environment is actually reactive. So as it gets sunset outside, it'll actually get dark in here and become less visible on camera. So it's almost that time, so I need to get things rolling. So today, this is my first video that's going to be on the Patreon platform. The platform is set up to help anyone who wish to embark upon a journey to become self-efficient, self-reliant. And I currently have 2 memberships available. The Gaming Family, which allows you exclusive access to my Discord. There is a link attached which will allow you to join a family of gamers or like-minded individual who would like to gain more information about how to stay transparent and not have anything to hide. My second service is the general manager's wealth family. I got tongue-tied. GM generational wealth family. That's the proper term. And this is a family of individuals who decide that, you know what, not only am I going to talk about what it is I want to do, I'll actually take actions. And for all of the Patreon who join this group, you will be in a separate Discord group where you can ask me one-on-one question, not in a group setting. So if you have specific questions, because everyone's situation is a little bit different, and so I've created a exclusive group so that we can have a one-on-one time. Now, as a disclaimer, I am not your CPA. However, I did take legal steps in order to open my business and to ensure that everything is being ran smoothly. So down here, I have my first slide, and I actually have a group of tabs, but we're going to keep that disclosed for now. But I have a group of tabs open, and the first tab is what I'll be talking about today. There's no way I'll have enough time to talk about all the tabs that are up there, and so that's why I've went ahead and covered that over, because showing it and not being able to speak about it isn't transparency. So the first slide I have open here is my incorporation ID, where I took legal steps to incorporate my business. And the reason I did this is because there are 2 types of workers in America. There's the worker that works for an employee, and there's the worker that works for themselves. There's more, but they bottom line come down to those 2 basics. And right now, with the way the economy is working, it's not difficult to find a job, but the freedom and the flexibility that comes with having my own business, to me, it is worth every single time or money or whatever I had to invest in order to get to where I am. In the slide that you're not able to see, there's about, I want to say, 13 windows open. And this business has been open since February 2025. And as of recording this, we are in the January, February, March, the third month of the year. So everyone has a need for money because we use money to buy the things we want and the things we need. And so at a higher level, everyone needs money. And if I were to use my bachelor's degree in business administration and find a job, which I did, I was the general manager at a store and the pay was good. I loved the environment, but the level of focus and discipline and managing the staff, it's amazing. It's a lot, but the downside to it is the lack of personal time to be able to commute, take care of myself, get adequate sleep to be able to do all my day-to-day functions, because I don't believe in leading people by telling them what to do. I believe in leading by example. And I am the kind of leader that always showed my employees the way that I believe it should be done as described by upper management. And I also believe that not only should I be able to articulate myself in a clear and concise way so that they are able to understand, I also have a great interest in finding out the reason why they choose to do things the way they do at work. So I am qualified to do their job in the event that they are not able to come in, or in the event that there needs to be a staff switch. So back to my business here. What I like about my own business is I like consistency. And because of that, I have set myself to where I can work 7 days a week. Now, to some people, this is a lot, and I'm not recommending that anyone work 7 days a week. I'm just saying for me, it feels like the best option because I don't like to be bored. I find that I'm making a lot of memories per second, and so I want to utilize my time to better myself and my family. So I created this business, and this video is the first video for Patreon where anyone who decides to embark upon this journey is able to get video footage of what is being said, because this episode is going to be public, but all following episodes that will be aired every Thursday will not be public because they will be strictly they will strictly be created for my Patreon followers who, aside from my 6 day a week schedule where I'm doing something different on Thursdays, this is the platform I'm on. I'm on Patreon. I'm hoping to create enough value so that everyone has the same opportunity that I did, which is to be able to relax, make money, and get ahead in life. Ever since I've started this business, I have customers who are lined up, but I've actually started making money and I have not put them on yet because this is my first week of being of accumulating enough to say that yes, I have 7 days worth of work. I know how to be consistent, and so yes, I'm ready to reach out to the world to share my story. There's two ways in which this can work. Way number one is on Patreon. You can use either one of the links and join in on the conversation. And on Discord, I have created a separate link, which is at a slightly reduced price, so that whenever these whenever I'm airing these episodes, you'll be able to join on Discord and hear the message. You won't be able to see it, but that is why it's at a discounted price, because you can't see it, but you can at least hear it and still support and decide whether you want to join a higher tier link, which is here, to be able to gain access to seeing the visuals of what's going on the screen. And because I want it to be fair and transparent to everyone, I am having this first video be public to show that I do intend to make everything that I do throughout the business for the whole 7 days be available for open communication on this platform. On the Discord, there is a link which will be in the description, and that link there'll be two links, one to Discord and one to Patreon, and so you can choose to support however you see fit. So back to the main transparency of today. The reason I decided to be transparent is because I've already stated I have nothing to hide, and I believe that by me embarking on this journey, I will be able to share my experience and hopefully help someone not make any mistakes that I may have made and found a way to correct. And this will hopefully streamline and make the process of if someone decides to become an independent creator or an independent contractor, make it a little bit more easy. So the tax talk that is on Discord, that is a meeting that will be happening on the first Thursday of every month. The gaming family is where everyone who has joined the link will be in the same Discord group, and we're all able to share information in a nice space where it is only about growing and bettering yourself as an independent creator or contractor. And then for the general manager, the idea is to create generational wealth. Now, the reason why it's called generational wealth is because after completing college and seeing the possibility of how much money and how much value I can add to someone else's company, it really made me think, if I can add that much value to someone else's company, what would happen if I tried to add that value to my company to grow my family for our pleasure of being able to go out, enjoy the planet, go on vacations, and live a very, I don't want to say good life, because why have a good life when you can have an amazing life? You get to set your own work schedule, you get to meet new people, and do new things, and I find it very exciting. Just the prospect of being able to manage my own self, manage my time, and I have accountant software and all this other jazz that's all set up, and it is so far working amazingly. I am trying to stay in compliance with all the rules that are imposed upon being a business owner, and that's why I have left the tabs open so that I it makes it easier for me to remember, and I've also left them in the order that I've opened them. So once I was complete, once I've completed one step and I moved to the other step, I left that tab open so that I'm able to just bring that information straight to you to show you that, yes, this is what I did first and this is what I did next. The business itself took about, I want to say, 2 weeks after submitting it to hear back from Sunbiz. I did have an error on my filing, and so I corrected that and resubmit, and that put me back another 2 weeks. But after that, the next stages just started flowing because I was in the system and ready to go. So, for anyone who would like to join me on embarking on this journey and finding out more about being able to become self efficient, self reliant, and how to have money and have that money grow, I encourage you to try and uh, join the monthly subscription on either platform, so that way we are able to get in touch with with each other. Stuttering today. But I think it's a great opportunity because the amount of help that I am able to offer is a lot. And a part of my transparency, I would like to disclose how much it has cost me to essentially get to this first page. So, my business administration, I went to school and I graduated, and that cost me about $20,000 to $30,000. Reason why there's a range is because I put myself through school and I did pay the whole tuition off. It is paid in full. I do not have student loan debt. I paid it off. Reason I did that is because had I kept paying for my tuition every month, it would have taken something like 30 years. And I would have ended up paying about 2 to 3 times more due to one, inflation, where the money gets devalued and the cost of everything goes up, and two, where everything just keeps costing more. So essentially, it's just way better and cheaper to find a way to scrape together and pay it off. Now, I'm not encouraging that everyone go through school in order to do this. That is why I'm here. I went to school, I finished it, I remembered all the knowledge that I gained from there. And so, for the people who joined the generational wealth family, I will be having one on one talks to assist you in the quickest way possible to get to your goals. The next thing was I paid for additional services to gain insight into how accounting works, how a real business is supposed to operate, the financial back end, the ability to be able to have the business be self-efficient, how to keep things clean, how to keep things flowing, how to make sure that the money doesn't go down, only up. And that cost me an additional, I want to say $3,000. And that is a part of the 20 to 30,000. I'm explaining the 20 to 30. And that 3,000 was money well spent, but I ended up spending that in maybe I want to say 2 months. And the next item I had to pay for, I ended up paying around 1,500 for experience. I said I'm saying this kind of loosely because the experience isn't necessarily needed in order to do any of this, but I wanted to ensure that I had a coach that was able to help me out, sit down whenever I needed, and help me understand the terminologies that I didn't understand. And their team did an amazing job. They were fully set up, but spending $1,500 reoccurring as a membership, that's a lot. And there was also additional cost involved. Can't even get into that. The next thing I paid for was a tutor to help me understand the world of credit, and that also cost me about, I want to say 2,000. It was probably more because I was I was just making payments to keep up so that I could just absorb the information as quickly as possible. I didn't want to be the roadblock or the bottleneck or come with negative energy to discourage my tutors from helping me understand everything. So I was just willing to play by whatever rules they were and pay whatever money I needed to pay. But after going through the entire cycle and creating my first business failed because at the end of it, I realized that the business that I was trying to open was just not something feasible that I was able to stand behind 100%. And so that's why I took my time and thought about everything I wanted to do. And in that time, I got a job as a general manager where I was managing 6 people, creating schedules, doing profit and loss statements every night. I was responsible for opening the door. I had the key. I was responsible for the $1 million equipment, which when I received the account was in about an 85 efficiency working order. And I was able, in my mind, to get the efficiency to about 95. Now, my preference would have been to get it to 97, but this was also a learning curve for me. And so I decided that, you know what? The best thing for me to do is to just accept my fate and buckle down and find out what it is that I need to do. And that's what led me here. So I can actually keep speaking for hours on end about everything that went into just creating this first page, but I would like to ensure that I am speaking to an audience. I can hear birds chirping in my background, and I am currently in virtual reality using my Apple Vision Pro. So this entire office space is a 5-dimensional creation. This does not exist in reality, but I mean, no one else can see it unless you're looking at a 2-dimensional phone or you somehow have access through a three-dimensional device to view this, but this is all fifth dimensional. If I was to walk forward or move forward, I would bump into things into my real world, but I can actually walk through this space in a limited area because then the background would go away for safety so I don't crash into things. But I'm trying to stay safe, stay in my office chair, stay in one place, so I am safe while bringing you this message. But essentially, I am here and I will be creating content every Thursday. The first Thursday being Tax Talk, where I come on and I create a video. The audio will be live for anyone who is a part of the Tax Talk on Discord. You'll be able to join in and hear what is going on. Then the second Tuesday I'll be doing Gaming Family. The third Tuesday I'll be doing the general managers, and this is just essentially to make sure that I have time to get to the different stages. So if you would like to be a supporter, or if you are interested in creating your own business, or if you are interested in finding out if this is something for you, you are more than welcome to join the family, support the channel, support me as a creator. This is going to go to my business account, which then pays me, because there is a word called commingling, but that is not my intention. And so we'll be getting more into depth into the terminologies and the business lingo that goes into the day-to-day operation of something of this scale. But until then, I am going to be enjoying this beautiful scenery. It does seem to be getting kind of dark, and I am trying to end this video before it switches over to dark mode. And I will be here, and I hope you will join me here so that we can talk and learn more and share more about being in business and help you become successful at whatever it is that you want to do. But until then, I'm Tyrone. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye. Oh, and before I leave, you have to always remember to go outside, touch the ground, look at the sky, and stay hydrated. It seems like not a big deal, but there's a lot of people who can't enjoy the pleasure of going outside at will, having the ability to touch the ground and look at the sky. This is a virtual reality, but these clouds are moving. And in real life, there is a sun outside that is really warm. I'm here in Florida, but we have a cold front coming through right now, and it is nice and beautiful weather. So I will actually be going outside to enjoy nature, along with all the other back office things that I have to get done today. So this episode is not rushed. It was planned to be short, and I was aiming for 10 minutes, but I'm now almost at 30. So I hope that everyone will be able to join me next time, where you can join the conversation and have an input and be live on the platform and help to spread the word. Or if you choose, we can have a private meeting to assist you in your current level, because everyone is at a different level. There is no point in comparing yourself to someone else, because you are not that person. Be the best you can be, and remember, stay hydrated. Alrighty.